All hail Britannia. It's been a while since I got into a new anime, and I blame this solely on the beginnings just not gripping me enough to make me want to continue. I tried watching Elfin Lied, I think it's pronounced, and I couldn't make it past the first episode. Then I tried Usagi Drop, but the same problem happened. I really didn't want to go back to Bleach just yet, and I felt that it wasn't the right time to get into Naruto or One Piece, so I gave those a miss. So as I'm scrolling my list, I think Geass, why not? And it was an interesting concept about an alternate history where I think the British beat the Americans in the Revolutionary War, and then it leads to the present day, where the Britannia Empire are one of the three largest superpowers in the world. The other two being the Chinese Federation and the European Union, or something like that. I don't know. The Britannia Empire have taken over Japan and stripped it of everything from its flag, its land to its name, and Japan has pretty much renamed Area 11 to signify that it's the 11th area under Britannian control or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, the story follows Lelouch Lamperouge, who is a student. However, this is just a cover for his true identity, is Lelouch v Britannia, one of the heirs to the Britannian throne. He pretty much leads this life because his mother gets brutally murdered when he's a kid, and his father, the Emperor of Britannia, sends him and his sister to Area 11, and basically Lelouch wants revenge. One day, Lelouch winds up in the middle of a terrorist attack, which ultimately ends up with him being given a new power called Geass, which makes it so he can issue orders to anyone and they have to follow with utmost obedience. From there, he uses his newfound power to help him on his quest of revenge and ultimately to destroy the Britannian Empire. Now, as I was watching this show, at first Lelouch strongly reminded me of a certain Light Yagami from Death Note, but over the course of the season it becomes less apparent. The twists and turns that appear in Code Geass I greatly enjoyed, and I think it was episode 20 of the first season where this massive twist happens, and I really wanted to stop watching the whole thing. Not because it was bad or anything, but because I was cursing the writers for taking this particular direction. That's not to say this anime doesn't have its flaws. One of its biggest flaws is that certain plot holes may ruin things for some people, while certain plot elements weren't expanded on. Kind of ruined things a bit for me. Oh, and here be spoilers. The two things that really bug me about the series is how Lelouch loses control of his Geass, which of course causes Euphemia to try and kill all the Japanese, and that seemed to be a really important plot point, Lelouch losing his control of his powers. As CC mentioned earlier that this would happen, my annoyance with that was in the second series, Code Geass R2, there was absolutely no mention of it whatsoever, and I feel that Lelouch should have at least tried to explain that much to Suzaku, but nothing. The other thing that bugged me was how did Guilford survive that explosion from the Freya bomb? He's clearly shown to be caught up in it while saving Lelouch by sacrificing himself, and yet he turns up however many episodes later at Cornelia's side. Anyway, I'm done with Code Geass and I rather enjoyed it. Still probably doesn't outrank my favourite animes though, but I think it's pretty high on my list. I haven't decided what to watch next, but here's hoping I'll find one that really makes me want to just spend 3 hours of my day just watching the entire season because I want to see what happens next. But yeah, that's pretty much all from me. King Lowlight out.